Okay, so talking about the next power resource that we have is geothermal energy. If we talk about geothermal energy, it is basically producing electricity from the heat that is available under the land. Actually, what happens is that under the land, that is, if this is the surface, so basically under the land, excess amount of heat is available, and that is natural. By nature,
Yeah,
heat
the
is,
layers of the earth.
yeah, exactly. There are the layers of the earth. We have the lithosphere, and then below lithosphere, we have the stratosphere, and various layers of earth are there. We have the core, and then we have the mantle. So actually, amongst these various layers, heat of varying temperature is available. This heat is actually used to produce electricity. How? What happens is that the areas where excess amount of heat is available, let's say, for example, the desert areas, in those areas, digging is done, and hot water that is available under the land in the form that is extracted out of the land, or maybe that is available out of the springs, that hot water is used to extract the heat. Once the heat has been extracted, that heat is used to produce electricity. Because if you remember, in the thermal electricity as well, we were discussing that steam is used to run the turbine, and the turbine moves, so the generator generates the electricity. Basically, what happens is that if you see here, under the land, hot water is available, and below it, hot rocks and magma is available. So this hot water is used to extract the steam. The steam is extracted out of this hot water and is used to run the turbine. So the generator produces the electricity, which is then stored in the transformer and is transported through the transmission lines. However, that water is again sent under the ground. It gets heated again, and then the same water is used to extract the steam. And this is how it is done. Okay.
Right.
So now talking about the advantages and disadvantages of the geothermal energy. First of all, this kind of energy, this is going to be available all year around. It does not involve any kind of combustion of fuel, so no any kind of pollution is going to be there. It is independent of the weather. So definitely the areas, if the weather changes as well, it doesn't matters, because the heat is available under the land that is going to be extracted. And this is environmental friendly source of energy, and up to some extent low cost is also incurred in extracting this kind of energy, and this is renewable. It is going to be available forever. It is not going to extinct in any manner.
Right.
However, there are some disadvantages as well. If you see, it is not available everywhere, because heat is available in varying quantities across the earth. It is not available in excess quantities everywhere. So everywhere geothermal production cannot be done. The installation cost of the system of producing geothermal energy turns out to be very high. One more thing, that if you dig under the land, so there are the tectonic plates under the land which get disturbed. If their activity gets disturbed, so yes, earthquakes can occur. So yeah, there is another chance of earthquakes that can occur. Correct the spelling, never mind, the spelling is a bit wrong. Okay, moving on further, the next thing that we have is that drilling under the land for extracting the heat is basically more expensive and requires more power. This steam which is extracted might contain toxic gases, because under the land toxic gases are also available. So yeah, this can be problematic at times.
Right.
Another form of energy that can be produced is tidal energy, or tidal power. What we call is that if we place a turbine inside the river, and uh, basically what happens is that once the tides of the river, they move through the turbine moves, and the generator generates the electricity, which is then transferred to the power stations. This kind of production of electricity is called as tidal power, which is also used in the areas where rivers are available, such as if we talk about Pakistan, in Punjab, rivers are available easily. So yes, tidal power production can be done therein. If we talk about wave energy, so wave energy is placing the turbine in the sea, and the sea waves, they move through the turbine and they produce electricity. But this kind of energy production can only be done in the coastal zone areas, because Where the sea is available, only there you can place the turbine and can produce energy out of it.
Got it.
Okay, another form of electricity production is biofuel, or what we call is biomass. At times, another name given to it is biogas. All are the same things actually. That basically, if you burn fossil fuels, if you burn old plastic, if you burn animal manure, or if you are burning garbage, and out of which fire is emitted, which is used for heating and lighting purpose in the rural areas, is actually called as biomass, biofuel, or biogas. Burning the garbage, alcohol fuels, burning the wood, the crops, or any other thing, or animal manure, that is cow dung, is used to produce this kind of energy, is called as biomass, biogas. All are the same things.
Right.
Another important thing that is a part of this chapter is the importance of power resources for the economic development. Now, at times the question comes in the exam that how the power resources can play an important role in the economic development of Pakistan. So please do remember one thing, that whenever we talk about power resources, if power resources are available in an area, then it is going to lead to industrial development. And if industrial development occurs in an area, then it is going to lead to increase in the GDP of the country. So yeah, this is the important thing that is going to occur. Second thing that we are going to observe is if the power resources are made available in the rural areas, so modernization of agriculture is going to occur. That is, mechanized farming is going to be done. Farming is going to be done with the help of machinery, such as tractors, which require power resources, such as tube wells, which are electrically operated pumps. They are also going to require electricity, and other things are there. So yeah, agriculture is going to be modernized. Power resources can also be used in the exploration of minerals. If mining is done in an area, so power resources will be required. If more power resources are available in that area, then mining will easily be done in that area. Power resources play a key role in the modernization of the society as well. All the electronic appliances such as computers, mobiles, etc., they run on the power resources. If power resources are easily available, then these resources can be used by the society. So modernization of society is also possible if power resources are available in the area. So yeah,
Right.
moreover, there is also another thing that is available in your book is rural electrification. Now, what is rural electrification? Rural electrification is actually supplying of electricity to the rural areas, because one of the major reason for the backwardness that is observed in the rural areas is that the power resources are not available in the rural areas. Industrial development is not done in the rural areas because power resources are not available. Mechanized farming is not done in the rural areas because power resources are not available. So this rural electrification is another task of the government that is now being done nowadays. So yeah, this is one thing. Also, if you see, along with the rural electrification, there is a term written national grid system. What is national grid system? National grid system is actually the system of electricity poles, which is going to supply electricity to the homes. It is called as the national grid system in Pakistan, which is used to supply power resources all across the area. So yeah, power resources are an important thing that is required. And there is another term which is used, which is the sustainability of power resources. Now, what is the sustainability of power resources? The term sustainability of power resources refers to the fact that power resources should be produced in a manner that is, they should be produced using the renewable resources, so that they should not only be available in the present, but also they should be available for the future generations. That is, we should be using tidal power, wave power, hydroelectricity, geothermal, wind power. These things should be used for the production of energy, so that the electricity production could be made available in the future as well without any hindrance.